Hey, hey, how you doing today? I hope you're having a wonderful. What day of the week is it today now? Wednesday. Yeah, I hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. I want to wish you well, and I'm sure you're doing a great time. I've got a true story to tell you. This is a true story. A lady got on a train to travel around about a 2 hour journey. As she started her journey, she sat in a carriage on the train. And as the journey went on, the carriage got a bit too cold because obviously it's winter. So I mean it's summer. So the weather the thing was blowing really hard. Thank you, Mokhtar, for joining. It was blowing really hard in there. So she complained to the guy. Well, she didn't ask the guy to turn down the air conditioning. She complained to the guy who works for the train and said, "Look, it's a bit too cold in this carriage here. Can you turn the temperature up? Warm it up a bit." Then the guy said to the lady, "Look, I want to warm this up a bit, but the computer is broken. I'll do my best to fix the computer." So the guy reset the computer once, still didn't work. Reset the computer twice, still didn't work. Reset the computer three times, and it still didn't work. So the guy reported it to the engineers. Okay, when the train gets to destination, they're going to look at it and have it fixed. But the woman kept on complaining to the guy, "Oh, the carriage is too cold." So the guy said to her, "Look, madam, other carriages are quite warmer. So do you want to move into another carriage?" And the woman said, "It's not ideal." Now, the woman believes that she's a customer who's paid a fare for a train journey. She's sitting in a carriage in which is absolutely freezing. She's complaining about the fact that it's too cold in that carriage, but she's been given a solution to the problem. What's the problem? It's too cold in there. What's the solution? Turn the temperature of the carriage up. But she couldn't turn it, but obviously no one could turn the temperatures up because it was no one could turn the temperatures up because obviously its computer was broken. So the guy couldn't do that. So while the lady sat there and just complained the whole journey, at the end of the journey, she says to the man, "Oh, can I complain to the company?" The man said, "Of course you can do that. Can you give me a form?" Then the man says to her, "I'm sorry, we don't use forms anymore now. Everything is online. So just go online and you can complain up there." So she asked for an address, but the gentleman said to her, "Look, we haven't got an address either. Everything is on the internet now. Just type in the website, click to write a complaint or feedback, and you can do it on there." And she wasn't happy that the company doesn't have paper complaint forms. Now that we're in the era of saving the environment, the company chose to put everything online, but the woman is complaining about that too. So now we had a problem. The problem was the carriage was too cold. What's the solution? The solution is move to another carriage. Done. So she had moved to another carriage, should have had a nice and comfortable journey, and should have been fine. But the woman's argument was, it's not ideal. And I thought about this story, and I just thought about it, I said, why do people dwell on the problem for so long when there's a simple solution to it? And all they're thinking is, it's not ideal. Now, what is not ideal? It may not be ideal, but I want to beg you today. I want to plead with you today. I want to literally, if I can roll on the floor, I'll do it now. It may not be ideal, but at least do it for you. This woman had a freezing journey. She literally froze for 2 hours. She wouldn't move from that carriage. And she's going to go and complain to the company. Now, let me break this down to you now. This woman is actually going to go and spend her time writing a complaint. Now, there are people in this world who, if they could afford, if they could, they've got the money. If they could pay billions to just buy 2 minutes, if they could pay billions, look at Steve Jobs now. Imagine all the money he had. Imagine if he could just buy an extra year from God. If he says to God, "God, I will give you $100 billion. Can I just spend one more year on earth?" Time is something that once you spent it, you can never, ever get it back. You can spend money, you can spend whatever it is, but you can always make them back. But you can never, ever make time back. So she's now going to go and spend, even if it's 30 seconds, 1 minute, 2 minutes, maybe even 5 minutes, 10 minutes of her time typing and writing a complaint to the company just because it wasn't ideal for her to move to another carriage, even though she was the one freezing. Sometimes we live in so much unforgiveness because it's not ideal for us to be the ones to say, "I am sorry." Sometimes we refuse to change direction or do the right things because we just feel it's not ideal. And when we play that game of, well, I know I should be doing this, but it's not ideal for me to do it, then we live and we just keep punishing ourselves. And my message is clear today. Just look around you. You're driving down the road, someone cuts in front of you. It's not ideal to let him cut into your lane. I know that. Just let him do it. But bear in mind that if you refuse him that, you guys are going to keep fighting and arguing. You know, I lived in Lagos. And when you're driving in Lagos in Nigeria, it's like just crazy. And when you're in traffic, someone tries to change lanes, they will not let you in. You have to fight your way. So even if you're turning left and you found yourself in the right lane and you're trying to beg the guy, look, I need to make a left turn here. Let me just cut into your lane, and the guy says no. And you see people sometimes, they keep pushing forward together, fighting over a lane. Eventually, they bump into each other. Then they park there and start arguing. It wasn't ideal for him to give him space to change lanes, but just do it for yourself. Once he changes lanes, everybody's happy. End of story. There's so many things in life that we refuse to do because we feel it's not ideal. So end of the day, we're actually punishing ourselves. Remember, you have an argument with your wife. She's wrong. Well, never tell her I said that. She could be wrong. But you just know for the sake of peace, I'm just going to say I'm sorry. And let's just leave it there. It may not be ideal. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. Just pleading with you today. Look around you. Think, what am I doing today that I could do better to make myself happier? But I refuse to make the choice of doing something else because I feel it's not ideal. Please, it may not be ideal, but do it for yourself. Thank you everyone for watching. Take care. Have a great day. Remember, it is your responsibility for you to be happy. Whatever you see around you, whatever happened around you, you choose to see. You know, you're looking at it, but you choose what you're actually going to see. It's all about the perspective, all about perception of what you're looking at. And that's all about how you set your mind. So guys, it's all about your joy. It's all about your happiness. It's all about your fulfillment. It may not be ideal, but still, you can still be happy. Just by making the step, saying I'm sorry, letting someone do it. It may not be ideal to give that guy the money. Just give it to him. If it makes somebody happy, if it makes you happy and fulfilled, go ahead and do it. Thank you so much, everyone who's watched this video. Thank you, Mokhtar. Thank you so much for all the wonderful smiles out there too. And thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your precious time with me. I appreciate that too. Thank you so much. Everyone who's watched the video, take care. Olaitan, thank you for coming on too. Take care, guys. Wherever you watch this, either on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, tell a friend about it, share it. If you feel there's someone out there who needs to do something different, even though it's not ideal, share it with them. So stay blessed, and I love you all.